A baby's cry echoed in the hospital room, but this was not a sound of joy. It was a sound that pierced through the sterile walls, a sound that carried the weight of a tiny heart's sorrow. This was a cry of despair, a cry that seemed to ask the world why it had been brought into such a cold and unwelcoming place. Little did this innocent soul know, her life was about to take a cruel turn. The world she had just entered was not ready to embrace her with the warmth and love she so desperately needed.
Unattractive. That was the word that echoed in the minds of her parents as they looked at their newborn daughter.
The year was 1984, a time when appearances often dictated one's worth in the eyes of society. The place, a bustling city hospital, where lives began and ended every day, where joy and sorrow coexisted in the same breath. A young couple, eager for their first child, was handed a baby girl. Their hearts were filled with dreams and expectations, visions of a perfect family. But their joy quickly turned to horror as they gazed upon their daughter. Their dreams shattered in an instant, replaced by a harsh reality they were not prepared to face.
The baby, she's too ugly to love. Those words, spoken in a moment of shock and disappointment, would haunt the child for the rest of her life.
Their hearts, filled with vanity, couldn't accept their child's appearance. They were blinded by their own superficial standards, unable to see the beauty of the life they had created. They made a choice, a chilling choice, that would scar this innocent life forever. A choice driven by vanity and societal pressure, a choice that would leave a permanent mark on their daughter's soul. They decided to abandon her. In that moment they turned their backs on their own flesh and blood, leaving her to face a world that had already judged her harshly. The tiny heart, broken and alone, would have to find its own way in a world that seemed so cruel and unforgiving. The nurses found the baby girl alone, wrapped in a thin blanket, her tiny face peeking out with a look of innocent confusion. She was left in the hospital's emergency room, a place bustling with life, yet she was utterly alone. Her parents were gone, vanished into the city, leaving behind nothing but a void in the crib and a chill in the air. The room where she was found echoed with silence, a stark contrast to the chaos outside. The only trace of them was a hastily scribbled note, unreadable and smeared with tears. Words spread through the hospital like wildfire. Doctors and nurses whispered in the hallways, their faces etched with concern and disbelief. How could someone abandon a child so small, so vulnerable? The story of the abandoned baby girl became the talk of the hospital, a mystery that tugged at everyone's heartstrings.
How could anyone abandon such a helpless child? The question lingered in the minds of everyone who heard her story. It was a question without an answer, a puzzle with missing pieces. The image of her tiny, forlorn face haunted those who saw her, a silent plea for love and care.
Little Maya, as she came to be known, became a ward of the state. She was given a name, an identity, but the scars of her abandonment ran deep. The social workers did their best to find her a home, a place where she could feel safe and loved. But the journey was far from easy. She was moved from one foster home to another, each transition a new chapter in her young life. With every move, she packed her few belongings into a small suitcase, her heart heavy with uncertainty. Each new home brought hope, but also fear of the unknown. Each move chipped away at her spirit, each goodbye a fresh wound on her already bruised heart. The foster parents tried to comfort her, but the pain of abandonment was a shadow that loomed over her. She looked out the window, tears streaming down her face, wondering if she would ever find a place to truly call home. Growing up, Maya always felt different. Other children had families' birthdays celebrated with love and bedtime stories whispered with care. Maya had none of that. She had the echoes of abandonment and the sting of rejection.
The other children were cruel. They called me names, making fun of my appearance.
Each insult was like salt rubbed into a wound, a constant reminder of her parents' rejection. Despite the hardships, Maya was a fighter. She found solace in books, losing herself in stories of courage and kindness. She excelled in her studies, her mind becoming her escape, her intelligence her shield.
One day, an old librarian named Mrs. Thompson took Maya aside. She saw a spark in Maya's eyes, a thirst for knowledge, a resilience that shone brighter than any physical imperfection.
Mrs. Thompson became Maya's mentor, nurturing her talents, encouraging her dreams. Inspired by Mrs. Thompson's belief in her, Maya decided to pursue a career in fashion design.
I had always loved the way clothes could transform a person, giving them confidence and a sense of self.
She poured her heart and soul into her studies, her designs reflecting her own journey of overcoming adversity.
My unique style, a blend of strength and vulnerability, caught the eye of a renowned fashion house in Paris.
Years passed. Maya's talent and determination propelled her to success. She became a celebrated designer, her name synonymous with elegance and grace. Her creations graced runways around the world, each stitch a testament to her resilience.
My inner strength began to reflect in my outward appearance. I blossomed into a confident, beautiful woman, my inner light eclipsing any perceived flaws.
One day, while Maya was back in her hometown for a charity event, she received a letter. It was from her parents. They had seen her on television, at the pinnacle of her success, and they wanted to meet her. They wanted to be a part of her life.
The letter shook me to my core. Years of suppressed anger and pain resurfaced. I had spent a lifetime overcoming their rejection, and now they had the audacity to reach out?
After much deliberation, Maya decided to meet her parents. She knew that harboring anger would only hurt her. She wanted to look them in the eye and tell them that their actions had not broken her. The reunion was an emotional roller coaster. Tears were shed, apologies offered, regrets confessed.
I saw the remorse in their eyes, the pain of their own making.
We are so sorry, Maya. We were wrong.
Please forgive us. We never stopped thinking about you.
Maya didn't forgive her parents for them. She had spent years carrying the weight of their actions, feeling the burden of their mistakes pressing down on her shoulders. It was a heavy load, one that affected every aspect of her life. She realized that holding on to this pain was like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It was a realization that came slowly, through many sleepless nights and tear-filled days. She forgave them for herself. It was a decision that marked the beginning of her healing journey. Forgiveness was not an easy path. It required her to confront her deepest wounds and acknowledge the hurt she had endured. But in doing so, she found a sense of peace that had eluded her for so long. She began to see the world with new eyes, appreciating the small moments of joy and beauty that she had previously overlooked. She realized that forgiveness was not about condoning their actions, but about liberating herself from the shackles of the past. It was about reclaiming her power and choosing to live a life free from the shadows of resentment. Each day, she took small steps towards this newfound freedom, whether it was through meditation, journaling, or simply allowing herself to feel happiness again. But about liberating herself from the shackles of the past. She understood that by holding on to anger and bitterness, she was only hurting herself. Letting go was an act of self-love, a way to honor her own worth and dignity. It was a process that required patience and self-compassion, but with each passing day, she felt the chains of her past loosening, allowing her to move forward with a lighter heart.
My story is a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human heart. It is a journey of resilience, where every setback became a stepping stone towards a stronger, more empowered self. I faced many challenges, but each one taught me valuable lessons about my own strength and capacity for growth. Through it all, I learned that true beauty is not about perfection, but about embracing our imperfections and finding strength in our vulnerabilities. It is a reminder that beauty is not skin deep, but a reflection of the strength, kindness, and resilience we hold within. True beauty shines through in our actions, in the way we treat ourselves and others. It is seen in the kindness we extend, the compassion we show, and the love we give. It is a beauty that grows from within, nurtured by our experiences and the lessons we learn along the way. But a reflection of the strength, kindness, and resilience we hold within. It is about the courage to face our fears, the determination to overcome obstacles, and the grace to forgive ourselves and others. This inner beauty is what truly defines us, and it is what makes us unique and special. It is a beauty that cannot be measured by external standards, but by the depth of our character and the warmth of our hearts.
It is a story of triumph over adversity, a celebration of the power of forgiveness, and a shining beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt unwanted or unloved. It is a reminder that no matter how difficult our journey may be, we have the strength within us to overcome any challenge. We have the power to heal, to grow, and to transform our lives. This story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the incredible capacity we have for love and forgiveness. A celebration of the power of forgiveness and a shining beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt unwanted or unloved. Remember, true beauty lies in the strength of your spirit and the kindness you show to yourself and others. It is about embracing who you are, with all your flaws and imperfections, and recognizing the incredible strength and beauty that lies within you. It is about living authentically, with compassion and grace, and making a positive impact on the world around you, and a shining beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt unwanted or unloved. Remember, true beauty lies in the strength of your spirit and the kindness you show to yourself and others. It is about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the beauty in everyday life, and spreading love and kindness wherever you go. It is about being true to yourself, following your heart, and living a life that is full of purpose and meaning. True beauty is a reflection of the love and light that you carry within you, and it is something that can never be taken away.